I'm Andy's elder brother. Unless, of course, this goes badly, in which case my name's Rich and I'm Andy's younger brother. Now, there's a reason why I brought this here, and I thought, right, I'm not just going to do a normal speech. I don't really write speeches as such, it's not my forte. So what I'll do is I'll have a look through some of the old photos and I'll just embarrass the hell out of him for half an hour, or 3 hours, depends how hungry we all are. But then I thought, well actually, you know, I could go through all this. You're probably expecting me to put these kid pictures, but I need to do a bit more than this. You know, I need to actually think this through. I mean, I have done a best man speech once before, but that was with someone I actually liked. So this one is so this one's a bit more of a challenge. I had to really think about this. So I went on one of those internet computers and I said, right, type in what is the best man meant to do as part of his speech. And I'm going to sort of work through this. So first of all, I think genuinely it's a difficult thing to do, getting up and doing a speech. So I think just one more round of applause for Gerald and for Andy for getting up and speaking. Brilliant speeches, very heartfelt, brilliant speeches. Now the second one, and this is going to be the easiest one I do because I'm pretty sure everyone will agree. Amy, you actually really do look stunning. Stunningly beautiful. I must admit, the first time I met Amy, it's the first thing that struck me about her. She's beautiful, she's witty, she's funny, she's intelligent. Obviously she's let herself down in the last one of those things when she met Andy, but apart from that, I'm sure there is some intelligence under there somewhere still left. I'm sure Andy will sort of get rid of some of that. Point 3 then is just, you know, my own heartfelt congratulations to the couple. You know, you really are a lovely couple, and you know, all the best for the future. And I think it is amazing that Andy is even getting married to a lady. It certainly puts pay to some of the rumours that were flying around the family in the past few years. So Andrew has found himself a female partner. Now, point 4, make a joke about the groom. Obviously, I didn't really want to sort of go too far on this point. You're right, actually I did. I've just reworded this slightly. What I'd like to do is to perform a full character assassination on the groom, using the aid of my props that are with me here now. And it's hopefully by the end going to resemble something like this damn good thrashing, metaphorically speaking, of course. And this is why I'm doing this. This, believe it or not, is 19 years ago. This is Andy. It is. It's a keeper, this. There's a few more coming. This is Andy giving a speech at my wedding. Now, I don't really want to say 19 years is a long time. I don't want it to be taken the wrong way in terms of marriage. But it's certainly a long time to have to wait to get my own back. So I'm making sure I sort of capitalise on this as much as possible. So this is why I'm here now. And I'm going to start with some of the firsts. Andy was the first of us to be a best man. He's also very proud of the fact he's got his first degree. An incredible achievement. He was also the first of us to have a detention at school. He was the first of us to break into a canal barge. Certainly the first to get caught for it. He was the first of us to go bald, thanks to him. He beat us all to it. But Andy's life, he's used to coming first, as I'm sure Amy will tell you. Throughout his life, he's been used to it. He was a brilliant runner at long distance, short distance. He took part in swimming a lot. Also won some races there as well. Football, won plenty of trophies. A life full of firsts. Dancing, maypole dancing. The highlight of his sporting career. Did I show you that one before, by the way? Here he is again, not maypole dancing this time, but look how much he's enjoying it. Everybody else concentrating. Look, I've even got a pointer. There's little Andy there. He's got the moves like Jagger on this one. Look at that. We are obviously we're at the peak of his sporting achievements now. I'm not going to let this one lie. You can see him there. Look at his little face. Look at his face. Bless him. He just loved his dancing. And soon enough, as sporting achievement came through, the trophies started rolling. Now, just remember that gate. I'm going to come back to that later. But we had trophies. We had more trophies. But actually, the thing that amuses me most about this picture isn't so much the trophy in his hand, but it's what's written here. I'll just zoom in on that for you. Come on, who's being rude now? I'm referring to this rather handsome creature here. The bit that particularly amuses me here is the bit about web-timed feet, but we're not from Buxton, you're alright. But I think there's a bit of a similarity. But yeah, you know, you've already worked this out, and I'm not going to explain this because there are children in the room. However, if you put the word beaver into the Urban Dictionary, you will probably come up with a slightly different definition to that. The Americans certainly have a different meaning for this word. There are plenty of other meanings for the meaning for that word. But the question is, of course, the question is, was there always one? So here's the cool kid himself. But he had a lot of nicknames. My personal nickname for him as a kid was Andrew Daft Thing, all one word. They used to refer to him as Andrew Daft Thing. My parents also had, can you remember it? Mum, Dad, can you remember your nickname for him? Pudding. And if you called him Pudding, that was the face you got usually. It was a pretty good picture. But I actually like this picture, that's the wider picture, and it just shows us as kids, you know, it just proves that we did actually used to get on quite well. But thick as thieves, the three of us, and it was sort of resembled the whole Dastardly Motley thing. And at times, Andy, he's pushed certain boundaries, I think it's probably safe to say. The end result of which being that my parents usually wanted to kill him, one way or another. But here he is again. Now, I said I'd mentioned this gate before. There was one particular time Andy got in, really big trouble. Parents came out in that gate there, deep carved letters, Andrew, written in massive letters across that gate. Parents came out, dragged him out by the hair, believe it or not. Dragged him out by the hair, gave him an almighty telling off, and I can always remember my mum saying to him, "You're so stupid, you wrote your own name." And of course I'm now laughing. Who actually wrote it on the gate? I don't know if you actually know that story. So you may own that for that. But I didn't know whether to admit or no, do you know what, I'll just let them get the time off. But actually, it was just an act of brotherly love. You know, I worshipped my younger brother. I just wanted to see his name in some place where he could get really badly told off for it. But between the three of us, we've shown each other brotherly love throughout our time together. I can never forget the time when I was in hospital. I was 8 years old. I got in for some kind of eye operation, and at the time this was going on, it was 1986, believe it or not. And we were collecting these. Who remembers these sticker books? Who remembers the sticker books? I know Humphrey does. We used to do snap of the stickers. But we were collecting these, and I pretty much got a full book. I only needed one. It was that one. It was the England foil, the hardest sticker in the world to get hold of. And I remember I was in hospital, and I just recovered from the operation, and I was sort of bleary-eyed, just waking up. And the first thing I saw was Andy. "I've got the England badge, I've got the England badge." You would think at that point, with his brother in hospital poorly, he would give me that badge. No. He opened his own album, stuck it in and said, "I've completed the England page." To which I was like, I'm just going to go back to sleep and forget that ever happened. But that was an act of brotherly love from Andy to me. Rich also showed brotherly love towards Andy. I remember one day, Andy was due to go into work. He got a nice pair of boots. It's not this actual pair, but he got a nice pair of Caterpillar boots. Very proud of them. On his way into work, put his foot in the boot and he's like, "My feet have swollen or something, I can't get this in." Richard made an addition to said boot. He put one of these in it. It wasn't alive. Well, actually, it probably was alive, but Andy's not renowned for unsmelling. Yeah. It was a dead vole. And again, Rich just did it out of kindness to his brother, to just help him along a bit. But you know what? I made it sound like Andy was always causing trouble. And he wasn't. Not always. Occasionally he went to school. I know there's some people here that went to school with him. You may even have seen him there from time to time. But here he is, there's some evidence here. This is Andy in his first year, doing some studying, doing some homework. And at this time, he was asked what he wanted to be when he grew up. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of a poll. Parents aren't allowed to answer this one. But what do we think Andy's response was when asked?
Spaceman.
You're quite right. Not a fireman, not a doctor, not a footballer, film star, lawyer, policeman, and some specialist doctor. But no, you're quite right. Some people have already said it. He wanted to be a shark. Sorry, a thark. So, why do you want to be a shark, Andrew? So I can bite people. That's it. That's what he wanted to be. But unusual responses to questions was a bit of a theme as well. So, at the time Rich was born, Dad came back home to us. We were both stood in the front room. This is before the days of finding out what your kid was going to be. He asked us both, what would you like your new sibling to be? So I said, do you know what, I'm sick of having a brother. I would like to have a girl this time, fed up of that one. We both actually gave different answers, and we were both wrong. Because I picked girl, Andrew wanted a Cylon. And not for the first time, we were both disappointed with Rich. I'm glad you mentioned the Liverpool thing earlier, because I've produced a picture. Oh, was that the hairstyle, Humph? It's close, isn't it? The braids, we're almost there. So this is Andy, I think it's in Conway or somewhere in North Wales, stood outside the Liverpool Arms. As you know, dedicated, huge Liverpool fan. His entire reputation depends on this fact. So it may surprise you when I show you his Christmas present for when he was 8. That is a Manchester United full kit. There he is again. And again. Wait for it. And again.
Told us about this.
But this is something that we used to do a lot. We used to pose with highly inappropriate Christmas presents. I'm sure we bought tons of fantastic gifts, but there's me with some kind of Radox bubble bath. It doesn't end there. Andy always wants to try and outdo me. Health and safety manual. Proudly on display. But look at the grin. Look at the grin. Now, striking a pose for the camera is something you've probably sort of seen out there and throughout these pictures so far, and it became a bit of a constant theme. So here he is looking like Suggs with Rich, striking a pose. Here we go again. And again. And again. Now, anyone from the mid-80s who was into sort of pop music recognise where that might have come from? There's got to be some music fans in here. Yay! Big fan of Michael Jackson, big fan of Thriller. Of course, music became a really big part of his life, both in terms of listening to it and learning to play. He started out in this almost obligatory for sort of 13-year-old, 14-year-old kids in the 90s, the obligatory gangster rap phase. And here we are, Vanilla Ice and the real Slim Shady, wearing clothes that are far too big for him. And here we go again. Yeah, Rich is being sized up for the appropriate wear. There we go. And it did usually end like this. Now, is it any wonder that Rich turned out like this? You thought you were safe, mate. You thought you were safe. But eventually, he did progress on to something that resembled proper music. Things involving guitars. And he started to learn to play himself. Became an accomplished guitarist. And there was one time we arrived back and Andy was practicing. He was doing what every guitarist should never do, certainly not in the shop, but he was at home, it's fine, which is learning to play Stairway to Heaven. And we came in, and I don't think my dad was overly impressed with how well he was playing it. And he said, do you know what, Andy, I think you've just got a few of those notes wrong. You bit practice and you'll get there. And to which Andy indignantly said, oi, there's only me and Jimmy Page can play it like this. And he hasn't played it for a while. Now, I could sort of carry on, but actually, I am going to go away for a moment, but I'm actually going to call up Rich. Because Rich had a couple of stories he wanted to tell as well. This is the problem when you pick a couple of groomsmen, so I'm going to involve Rich in this.
Come on, Rich! Come on, Rich!
And he's run away. He's gone. Where's he gone?
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for that. Amazing. Well, first thing I'd like to say is it's fantastic that all of us are here and it's not a funeral. Which is great to know, but it's still great to have everyone here anyway. But the main story that I want to talk about, it's not easy because, of course, people in glass houses don't throw stones. Unless you're Andy and you can break into a place near Freshback and nick loads of eggs and unload all them eggs on an old people's home. Like Gatling gun precision. But anyway.
Last week.
And of course, they always say that the second child is always the worst and most troublesome, and this is no exception whatsoever. But the main story that I want to talk about, it's only one story, but I like to save it for myself. And it kind of goes back to like 1996, 1998, you know, when Paul Gascoigne slides along and missed that amazing chance to beat Germany for the umpteenth time. And it all ties into Germany in some kind of way. And that is really because of the things that used to lie underneath Andy's bed. Of course, it's like a dark chasm of underground, lots of things. I mean, there was old pants and socks and balls of Weetabix that could perhaps build houses with. But, like, emphasising on that word German, there was a certain VHS videotape he used to be in possession of under this tape. I mean, of course, all the young people in the room will all think of DVDs, but if you think of the old black tapes, it was made by Scotch. And I was like, it's amazing, all the intricate details I can put into this videotape. It's almost like I perhaps had seen it myself. But all the word on it was like purple writing that said German XXX, right? So, of course, on one of Andy's many sessions of obviously learning German, he had inserted this into the downstairs video recorder. And after learning his German, had left the house and had left it in there. Unbeknownst to Andy, previously in the video recorder was a video paused at a certain point by our dad. That was left there for him to come home from work to show Auntie Beryl. Of something about something local. And of course, Auntie Beryl, being rather a lady of the church, would perhaps have a different interpretation of being on her knees and pleasing people. But this video really showed it differently. So of course, our dad had come home, had sat Auntie Beryl down. Now, thankfully, I'd like to have said that this would have broken out with Auntie Beryl seeing the...
No!
It didn't quite happen that way, and you know, it was swiftly removed and replaced at a certain time. But I mean, that is certainly the best story that I can give of Andy, and I'd like to pass it here today. But anyway, fantastic venue, great place. The main stories that I can tell about us would include myself, that would incriminate myself, it would include Matt, or Wes, or Alex, and all of us are here with our respective other halves, so we will all have to live with it. So unfortunately, it's not quite as bad as I could have made it out, but that's the best we have to give you. So thanks very much.
Cheers, Rich. So, Amy, you're not sci-fi either. I've just put a little collection together. Not many. I'm not going to go too tough on you. Not going to go too tough. But we like this one, we like the green tie. We love the tiger face. We particularly love the Henry VIII outfit. I'm going to pause on this one for a moment, because I also have a story about you. I do have my spies. Now, Disneyland has also come up again today. And apparently this is on a trip to Disneyland. And you were on the way back in the car, I believe. At which point you were a bit concerned that you're uncomfortable in your trouser area. No, I'll have to rephrase this. Somewhere towards the bottom of these trousers, you're feeling a bit uncomfortable, at which point you discovered you've got not one, but 2 cockroaches up your trousers. And I do believe your brother decided at this point he was going to smash all hell out of these cockroaches, beating all hell out of them to kill them. And I think ever since that moment, you've not only been terrified of cockroaches, but also your brother. I said I was going to go gentle on you. So one of the other things I'm really supposed to do is to quote a few famous lines. Now, music's my first love, so I thought I'm going to go through my iTunes playlist and come up with some inspiration. Unfortunately, when I sort of flicked through a playlist, I was just coming up with this kind of thing. And I thought, I'm really not going to get anywhere here whatsoever. So I turned to the person I know, Andy loves his films, my dad loves his films, so I thought, right, I'll go to my dad and he'll come up with a cracking quote. And he has done. This is from Casablanca. I think it's quite fitting. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. But actually, it's so much more than that. You know, you guys are a perfect couple. Fantastic. You're going to be friends forever. You're going to be the very best. And I just think it's now time folks to raise your glasses. He says not having a bloody glass in his hand. I'll finish this one for now. Can I steal that a second? Oh, thank you. Everyone, up to your feet, please. Get your glasses ready. One final time, please toast the happy couple, the bride and groom. And ladies and gentlemen, to the bride and groom. And may you have all happiness going forward.
Thanks a lot, man. Thank you.
On that bombshell, I'm going to leave you with that bombshell. Cheers, folks. Now let's get some grub and some beers going.